Hello friends, Happy New Year. Hope this new year bring lots of peace, prosperity and happiness into your life. So today we are going to discuss about a wonderful topic. Why reaching your goal has been so hard. What George Bernard Shaw says, that those who cannot change their mind cannot change anything. So if you want to achieve our goals, first we have to change our mind. Okay, now picture a grain of sand. Can you see it? Okay, let me help. It's about the size of this dot. Now, imagine that instead of being a grain of sand, this dot is actually a tiny piece of your brain, just a little speck, what we call gray matter. If you could look closely enough, you would discover that this dot is actually made up of special nerve cells called neurons and the tiny speck of this brain, the one that's the size of a grain of sand, can contain as many as 1 lakh of these neurons. Look even closer. These neurons are talking with each other and sending signals across connection called synapse. There can be up to a billion of connections in that tiny speck alone. A billion. Now sit back, zoom out and see that instead of the one dot, you have thousands upon thousands of these dots accumulating into billions of neurons and trillions of connections. And these connections and these neurons make your brain one of the complex life forms in the known universe. Your brain does a staggering amount of work. It runs all your organs. It controls your body temperature. It controls your immune system, your heartbeat, your digestive system, your nervous system, muscular system, everything. Everything from tiny to huge, from mundane to epic, your brain does it all. And it does so with a complexity and mysterious elegance that most dedicated scientists in the world have yet to even begin to understand. Every moment of brilliant genius, breathtaking creativity, an astonishing accomplishment in the past human history was accomplished with an evolving brain made up of stuff like yours. Fortune CEO, Fortune 500 CEO's brain, Lincoln's brain, Gandhi's brain, Einstein's brains, Elon Musk's brain, Bill Gates' brain, same stuff. Of course, there are differences. Some people have reasoned with greater amount of creativity, intelligence, empathy. DNA varies, brain chemistry varies, but still our brain is made up of same stuff. Now, some of you may be shaking your head and thinking, really? Well, if my brain is so powerful, then why I am facing so much problem to achieving my goals? Answer with MSU. Setting goals versus achieving goals. Think for a moment about the last time you setting your goal. I'm not going to tell that pay your bill and some ordinary works. So goal means we have some purposeful, meaningful goals. Oh. And whatever your goal may be, you fall in love, you feel better about yourself. If it is important to you, then there is a good chance that something will eventually happen. Clearly, attitude, talents, and a strong work ethics are critical. But most of our big goals are not achieved because we set ourselves up to fail. Think about yourself. How often you imagine yourself more richer, happier, healthier, better liked, generous? How often? Defining your goals can come to you as naturally as sleeping and eating. In fact, one of the great marvels of modern human brain is that we have the capacity to look forward the future with an effortless grace. We are in many ways goal desiring and goal achieving machines. In one moment, we might be filled with the rush of neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, and endorphin, all of which make us feel motivated, energetic, and confident. And the next thing we know, we haven't even gotten of the course and delve into what needs to be done. Or we may do get going, feel with energy and intentions like we kick off the new year, new exercise and diet plan. But somewhere along the road, we lose our mojo. We drift and almost imperceptibly at times right back where we started. Why reaching our goal is so hard? Why we can't continue our works? What is the reason? Of course, our brain is amazing, but it also in a work in progress. From the earliest known human ancestors living some 7 million years ago to today, our brain is slowly and steadily transformed and continue to be. And for that transformation to be possible, from hominoid brain to our brain, this organs is evolved under two important principles. The first is safety. The brain can do anything else for its survival. In order to live long enough to reproduce and pass brain information to the next generation, the brain cannot want to die soon. That means this organ is evolved to keep you safe physically, mentally, and emotionally. And the second is efficiency. Just think about the long list of jobs your brain taking control of, from blinking your eyes to thinking analytically. And the only way to get all that done is to be efficient with energy. So that our brain is mostly focused for energy conservation, so that it can do more with less. These two factors had a distinguished effect on how the brain you have worked today. Running from the jaws of a saber-toothed tiger to driving the latest technology car. Your brain has evolved instinctual and automatic responses to make sure to move you out from the harm's way. To be efficient rather than learning from scratch the new habits from every single thought, emotion, your brain instead relies on familiar behaviors that can be implemented with little energy. Safety and efficiency help you survive, but they don't ensure you will thrive. Our life, in many ways, is most or less a collection of habits, many of which we barely ever of. And our life, in other words, is largely on autopilot. Automatic responses. Everything is controlled by our habit, and is all every habits. Most of the habits are automatic, and this is called automaticity. And it's why we keep getting the result that we don't want, not once, not twice, but again and again and again. When you think, feel, and act the same way, when you are habituated to stay in the same way, your life turns out more or less the same way too. This is the reason for we are not achieving our goals. When we want to break our comfort zone, when we want to adopt some new habits, some significant change, the brain feels it like a significant treat, and it will do everything possible to resist leaving its comfort zone. Yet some people do manage to override this resistance and achieve change, achieve success. And so, can you? But to do this, you have to understand that we have not one brain but two.